Well, hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back. If you've seen any of my other recordings, I am your girl, Color Me Bad Lynn. At least that is what and who I go by over here on these YouTube streets. So welcome. So happy to meet your acquaintance. As I promised, I was going to do a part 3 of the fragrances that I have been playing around with for the last 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 months or so. Dating all the way back to probably like September or October. All right, and so we are going to get into it. I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible so you're not just hanging out for hours on end. I don't have that many fragrances to share, but I do have great information about them and what I think about them and what they did for me. So if you are interested in finding out what my part 3 fragrances that I wanted to pop on and share are today, please continue to watch. So before we get off into the fragrances that I'm popping on to share with you today, I want to share a little bit about what my channel is all about. If you're not familiar, again, welcome. We're super glad to have you. I am Color Me Bad Lynn. That is what and who I go by over here on YouTube. And basically we just talk about all things beauty, right? Inside and out. Mostly fragrances. Every now and then I'll pop on and I'll share something or a thought or a feeling or an emotion or something that kind of happened that I want to share with others, but mainly just all things beauty, right? Sometimes we talk about love, relationships, romance, family, dating, you name it. We may talk about it all. Most importantly, God, though, right? So if you are not subscribed already, you know the deal. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. It is absolutely free. We're not asking for any memberships, just for you to click the subscribe button. You can also hit that bell for a notification. It will let you know each and every time we upload a photo or a recording. You'll be notified. And if you aren't able to watch it right away, you can save it for later. Make sure if you enjoy the content that we push out, that you hit the like button. It just helps our videos to get out through the algorithms and allow other people to get introduced to us that may not ever have had an opportunity to watch one of our videos, right? So if you gain an opportunity to do any of those things and or all, please do. Now let's go ahead and get off into it. But before I start, I hope all is well with everyone. And again, thank you for watching. My first fragrance that I want to share with you guys that I am excited about, or I got excited about, is a fragrance that I grabbed from Target. And I hope my glasses are clean enough for me to be able to see through them. You know, the littlest thing can get on your frame or your glasses, and then you can see. And these are readers, so sometimes I keep them on my forehead so I don't, like if I have to wake up and read something in the middle of the night, I got some glasses. And I think I do that because I had a pair of my actual prescription glasses that I fell asleep in a couple of times. And one time I woke up and I think I shared with you guys they were smashed all over the place. So, anywho. Alright, so I got my readers on. The first fragrance that I want to share with you guys, I look just like my dad's mother and her sister. I promise you I do. I don't care what I do, I look just like them. I look like them so much. Oh my God, may they rest peacefully. Alright, this one is Sugared Violet Eau de Parfum number 4. And I think I've shared that with you guys before. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm going to read to you what is in this. And I think I've shared with you probably maybe on the first recording. I'm not sure. But I grabbed this again because it smells so good. And I'm not a sugared berry person, but I do love some gourmand fragrances. I gave away a really good fragrance today. One of those... somebody McCarthy, somebody something, the little candy bar fragrances, the red one. I gave that to somebody that asked me about it today. This one is Sugared Violet Eau de Parfum number 4. It is the main, of course, in this one is fruity. It is floral. It is sweet, powdery, fresh. It is a violet. It's amber, woody green, and musky. This is sexy. It's very sexy. Let me open this up a little bit so I can kind of Yeah, this is good. Like, I don't know, I can't tell you like the actual longevity of this, because I actually kind of layered this with other things. But this is a really sweet purple fragrance. And for those of you guys who collect fragrances, you know what I mean when I say purple fragrance. Sometimes fragrances kind of have a certain scent or a DNA to them, or kind of like a profile according to either the color of the bottle or the juice. And I think this juice might be clear, but the bottle is purple, right, to represent violet. And so let's get into it. Sugared Violet by Mix Bar is a floral, fruity gourmand fragrance. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before or if you are aware that for me, fruity gourmand fragrances and fruity fragrances as a whole don't always work that well for me. So when I find something that works really, really good for me, I get excited about it and I use it. As you can see, there's not that much juice left in this one. I've been playing around with this. I like to wear fragrances like this in the cooler months. So in fall, the beginning parts of spring, of course, wintertime, these fragrances work and permeate for me so well if they are good for me. This one was nice. This is actually a unisex fragrance. You do have some gentlemen that like those fruitier, sweeter scents. This is something that you probably would like, gentlemen. This is a new fragrance. When they say new, it could be a fragrance that's been 5 years old, but that's what it says in the notes. This is Sugared Violet. It was launched in 2025, so it is not that old. Your top notes are raspberry. You have apple, freesia. You have violet. Those are in the top. Your middle notes are honeysuckle, orchid, jasmine, and tea, which is a really nice middle note coverage of your florals. Normally when you have florals in your middle notes, then you're going to get something really, really romantic smelling, if that makes sense to you, right? All right, your base note is going to be amber. You're going to have musk, cashmere wood, and sandalwood. So if you like a fruity fragrance that has a little bit of sandalwood, a nice smooth cashmere in it, if you love tea fragrances, which is probably why I like this a lot. I love a honeysuckle note in all of my fragrances. It just does something beautiful on the skin for me, especially if it's well done. This is an extremely affordable, inexpensive fragrance. You can find these again at Target. I think you can find these also, I think you can find them at Walmart as well. And again, I probably grabbed this for a little over nothing. I think the price point on these is somewhere around $25 to $35 for these original priced, right? I can tell you right off the bat, I did not pay original price for this one, but I wanted to pop on and reshare this because it's almost gone, and I really, really enjoyed this scent. This is not the first time I've used any of Mix Bar's fragrances. I did a discovery kit share on my channel a couple years back about, I think, some sprays that I tried of theirs. I can't exactly remember the scents, but I do remember the brand Mix Bar. And I did some hair mist and body mists of theirs. Really, really like this. It is an eau de parfum. On my skin, this probably doesn't last past 2 or 3 hours. If I don't smell it when I wake up in the morning or from a nap or something, it's not something that I will wear and trust by itself. But I have been playing around with this. I wore this with a couple of fragrances that are heavily scented or noted with oud in them. I love oud fragrances. And if you watch any of my other recordings, you'll find out, love a good oud fragrance, especially oud and rose. This is really, really sweet. It is very, very feminine. So it leans more on the feminine side. However, if this is on a gentleman who has really, really strong masculine pheromones, this will smell really good, and probably the sandalwood and some of the jasmine and the tea would pop in this more so than anything and smell extremely sexy. So don't be afraid, gentlemen, to try fragrances and scents like this, especially before going to bed and seeing what you think about them, because masculine gourmand scented fellas are all good, right? Right, ladies? So this is a good one. Give it a try if you run into this one. If you pay over $35 for these, you're paying too much. Do your research. All right, the next one that is on my empty bottle list of scents that I've been playing around with for the last 3, 4, and 5 months. This one is Choco Musk by Al Rahab. I've talked about this fragrance at least 3 or 4 times on my channel for the last 3 plus years. This was probably in one of my purses. I've been carrying this around with me. I think I grabbed this off of, and I want to say, the TikTok shop probably. I was probably up scrolling, reading, doing some research, and this probably popped up on my For You page. Somebody was talking about it, or whatever you want to call it. I'm still getting familiar and acclimated to TikTok and how it works, right? And this was being advertised, and it was a really, really low price. Probably under $10, I'm sure. Like maybe 6 or 7, maybe. And I normally get these particular scents off of Amazon. I'm an Amazon girl. Okay. But this was a really good price. I hadn't had this. I have this one packed away along with Apple Love and one other one of these that smell amazing, packed away. And so I decided to go ahead and grab this because these are phenomenal smelling in spring, fall, and winter when it's still kind of chilly. Those little cool rainy evenings and mornings. This is really good. So I was keeping this in my purse, and I decided to pull this out because I have been loving this scent again, all over again. You know how you had a scent in your collection and then you just spray it out one day just to see if it's still some good and find out how much you really, really love that scent. Then you start spraying it down and wearing it out until it's all gone. That is what happened with Al Rahab Choco Musk this time for me. The top is not on this. It is probably in my purse or a work bag or something. That's the end of that. I'm not going to give you any more explanation on what happened to the top because I don't know. I gave away a fragrance today that didn't have a top. And I told the young lady, I said, look, I apologize. I don't know what happened to the top to this scent, but you asked about it. It's yours. And so it was in my bag, and I was like, I'm not going to wear this anymore. And you can, you know what I mean? You can only do so, you can only wear so much, right? So this one is Choco Musk Eau de Parfum. It is Al Rahab's perfumes for women and men. This is definitely a unisex fragrance. This is so sexy, you all. It is just divine, okay? This one, if you're not familiar with this, these are really, really inexpensive, and they are good. I recommend these to people who like to use that zoomy spray for a cologne, and it's really like an air freshener and a room freshener and a car freshener. These, in my opinion, are a better quality, and they're along that kind of scent palette. So if you like those types of scents, you will love this, and this will smell better on you. And you know, it doesn't offend others when you spray out on this. It's a really, really, it's a better quality, and I think that if you like those types of scents, you will love Al Rahab scents. They're really affordable. Vanilla, warm, spicy, chocolate, powdery, sweet, musky, woody. It's got cacao. It's got amber. It's got cinnamon. I love cinnamon notes. I don't know if I shared with you guys, but what my very first pastor and bishop the ministry I served in, that I started serving in, his wife, her office smelled like all things cinnamon. I mean, you could smell it when somebody opened the door, and it just smelled so delicious in there. That it was just something I always wanted to. So when I had my first home, the whole house smelled like cinnamon. Probably the second one. No, my second spot I had was pumpkin spice. That was my scent there. But my first house, that was nothing but cinnamon. I made sure I copied her. Okay, I did. Her office used to smell so good. Like it was just it, and it wasn't that too strong, too offensive, cheesy smelling. She had some good stuff in there, y'all. And you know, some air fresheners from some companies really provide great quality scents. I don't know. I never asked her what she used. I never asked her what it was. I just figured it out for myself and copied that. All right. This one I had to share. You know, this one is Cocoa Musk Eau de Parfum by Al Rahab. It is an aromatic fragrance for both men and women, as I stated. It was launched back in 2023, so it hasn't been around that long. The fragrance features are vanilla, chocolate, musk, spices, amber, cinnamon, sandalwood, oriental woodsy notes, and rose. And I'm a rose lover, so I love rose and oud fragrances together. This is beautiful, y'all. Again, really, really affordable. Some people might say that these fragrances are cheap, but if you really love fragrances and you really collect them, if you don't have a bottle of this in your collection, even if you never use it, you've had one of these to try out and see what you thought about them, even if you never tell anybody that you have it or that you wear it, because we can get a little bougie with the fragrances. This is absolutely divine. They also have a vanilla musk, I think. I dropped my glasses. They're okay. They're plastic readers. Vanilla musk. One of my other favorites of this out of this company is which one is it that I love? Rose. Is it a rose? Okay, so I have a oud and rose that I use of theirs, and then there is one other one, Apple Love. That's it. Those three, you guys, are amazing fragrances. They're small, so they fit in little bitty purses. Like if you like to keep a nice scent in a smaller handbag. If you're traveling, not so much traveling, but your gym bag, if you're going to church, if you're going to work and you like to keep a little bitty spray, larger than a decant. I sometimes put decants in my bags, but they're not big enough for me. I like these, right? So just in case, like if this has something in it and somebody asks me about it, I would give it away. Like I keep stuff like this in my bag. So like, you know, for me, if I want to freshen up, if you go have to use the bathroom in public, these are really great for that. Just little things like that, right? Because I normally don't have to touch up my fragrances throughout the day. I don't. Get you some Choco Musk, Al Rahab. You can find this on Amazon. You can find it on TikTok Shop. You can go to Al Rahab's website. When you go to the website, they have gifts and really good deals on their fragrances and powders and their adders, their incense and all of those things. And so you're going to find yourself going down a rabbit hole of fragrances and it will blow you away. So if you're into Middle Eastern scents and you're wanting something really affordable and you're trying to build and learn how to start building a fragrance collection, Choco Musk, Al Rahab, get you some. All right, so you know I'm always listening to something, and I don't know if you can hear it in the background or not, but today I am listening to the incomparable Oleta Adams. So if you are not familiar, I will try to share a couple of her pictures, album covers at the end of this recording so that if you're not familiar, you will be after today. All right, next up on the list is a fragrance from the House of Lattafa. You know I can't do it, okay? And I'm not afraid to go into it. I have a huge Lattafa fragrance collection way before they got popular. And you can find them in the beauty supply stores. Some of their fragrances you can. Some of the higher end fragrances of theirs, you can't find them in the beauty supplies. You have to order them online. But it doesn't matter where I find them. If I find one for a really good price and I don't have it, or I fall in love with it and I need another one, I grab them. I don't care where you can find them. But this one is, I think this is my second time around having this one. This one is Caed Al Fusan Unlimited by Lattafa. Isn't that bottle cute? Isn't that nice? This is a sweet vanilla coconut tropical powdery fragrance. So this for me is the perfect time of year to wear this. I cannot wear things like this in the summer. Milky lactonic fragrances do nothing for me when it's hot outside. Just nothing. I have to wear stuff like this when it's cold out. When it's cool, rainy, cold, this is my jam. It'll last all day for me, and it will give me a beautiful scent bubble. Let me tell you a little bit about this fragrance if you're not familiar with it. You can find this for an extremely wonderful price point. This is good, y'all. Qaed Al Fusan Unlimited by Lattafa. I'm going to try to read this without my glasses. This one is a floral, fruity, gourmand fragrance for women and men. So this is a unisex. Of course, all fragrances and colognes are. You can wear whatever you want to wear. This one does lean more on the feminine side. It is 2022. This is when this is launched. So this has been out for a while, and I wasn't aware of that. Your top notes are coconut, pineapple, and citruses. Okay? Interesting combination, right? So with this fragrance, I noticed when I wore this, you go nose blind to this fragrance. And what nose blind means to, and I'm going to stop here. What nose blind basically means, if you're not familiar, is that you can't smell this anymore on yourself. And you may feel like you don't have anything on because it does that. And again, for me, that's a problem because I like to smell my fragrances. It just does something for me. Okay, it's like for medicinal purposes. For my mental health, I think. I don't know. But I just have to be able to smell my fragrance. So with this one, if you like to smell a heavier noted fragrance, you're probably going to have to heavily spray this. Another thing that you may have to do is you may have to couple this with something else. Okay? And like layer. Layer your fragrances, which I try to do all the time. So it's kind of hard. Like if somebody asks me, what am I wearing? It's always hard for me to answer that question because I do layer my fragrances. It's crazy, but I do it. And the reason we do that, sidebar, people do that, is so that you have your own kind of signature smell, so to speak. Because if you've ever noticed people, even if they're wearing a dupe of Baccarat 540, that scent, you know it, right? It's very distinct. On most people, it smells the same. And for me, and most people, you don't mind wearing the same fragrance as someone else. It really doesn't matter because everyone's body chemistry is different. But if you can smell yourself coming or going, it's like it's not a special feel, right? So when you layer your fragrances, you find out what fragrances in your collection work better with others. You play around with them, layering with your creams, your lotions, your beautiful emollients, whether it's Vaseline, baby oil, whatever you use underneath to allow your fragrances and colognes to project. Definitely layer this one. Definitely do that. If you would like to smell yours. Now, this is more of a skin scent, a little bit above a skin scent. So you're going to smell this, but it's not going to knock your socks off, right? This to me smells like a powdered sugared pineapple, coconut, something or other is what this smells like. Like a coconut cake with pineapple or something. Pineapple coconut cake or something is what this kind of smells like to me. It's really good. It's really good. It's really sexy, right? So this is something for me. If I were to wear this by itself, I would wear this at bedtime. Like, you know what I mean? Up close and personal. Come sniff me. Red light alert. Red light alert. This is sexy. It is sensuous. It is inviting. It is satisfying. It makes you want more. Okay? It encourages a come hither. Okay? Get you some. It's good if you like juicy, creamy pineapple. Since I highly recommend adding this. Now, I will say this. You don't need anything to attract. You don't. You don't need a cologne or a fragrance to attract. Your natural body chemistry and pheromones send signals out to the opposite sex or whatever you're into. But your natural body chemistry and pheromones send signals out. Without this, without anything, lotion, cream, anything. Okay, so let's be clear on that. I will not go out on a limb and say you need this to get that, because you don't. But it sure does help when somebody draw nigh to you and you smell amazing. It makes a huge difference in everything. Get you some. All right, so now we're going to talk about some of my boy girl scents. I love colognes and fragrances, and so I purchase sometimes men's colognes. Sometimes they send me men's scents, or sometimes I find a really good deal on them and I check them out and see, who would like. This one is from Lattafa. And I grabbed this one, and I don't even know if I thought about whether it was a man or a woman scent or not. It said it had bourbon in it. Okay, and I'm not a bourbon or a whiskey drinker, but I love a boozy note in my colognes and fragrances. Period. Okay, this is exceptionally good. I layered this with something else, another boozy fragrance. But if you like your Killian scents, like your angel shares and all of those, this goes really well with it. And I really, really like this scent, so I thought I would pop on and share this. You've probably seen other fragrances or colognes in this particular house that came along with this line. This is one of my favorites out of all of them. This one is Asada Bourbon. That's the bottle. It's vanilla. It has cacao. If you're not familiar with what cacao is, it smells like hot chocolate. It's a powdered. It's chocolate, basically. So it smells like hot chocolate. If you don't like chocolate notes, if you don't like the smell of like milk chocolate or dark chocolate or white chocolate, then you probably would not like this cologne at all. But it's definitely a chocolatey note. It has sweet. It is lavender. I have a lot of stuff that has lavender in it lately, and I'm not a lavender person, but done properly, lavender is good. I do drink lavender, though. I do love lavender tea. We'll talk about that another time. Fresh spicy, amber, warm spicy. It's aromatic. I love aromatic scents. I do. I really, really do. It reminds me of just a fresh start. That's what aromatics give me. Powdery, soft, spicy, sexy, really, really soft. If you have a gentleman who is just really, really just a clean, shaven, fresh air type of gentleman, he doesn't wear a whole lot of cologne. He doesn't need it, but he likes to spray a little something on, and it's maybe a cooler month, and you're going somewhere, and you just want to smell a little bit different than your normal scent that you're wearing. Nice, without overdoing it for that type of a gentleman. This is an Oriental spicy fragrance for men. Anyone can wear this. I wear this. I am really, really in love with Oriental fragrances. So Oriental florals, Oriental, anything fruity, gourmand, Oriental, anything. I can rock it. It works beautiful with my body chemistry. They did an amazing job for this to be a Middle Eastern fragrance house with the Oriental notes. And And you probably want to think, well, what makes it oriental? What makes it this? What makes it that? They put it in a category according to the order of the notes, how they are added, what the notes are, and how they're combined is how they come up with those categories. And you will run across fragrances sometimes where you'll go, I know they're saying that this is a fruity gourmand, but this smells more of this or that or whatever. So you're allowed to change according to what your opinion is, but that's what the professionals decided to put this under. This is a Sod Bourbon. It was launched in 2025. So this is a newer fragrance. Your top note is lavender. I don't know why, but it smells good to me anyhow. They did an excellent job. It's Mirabelle. Pink pepper. I'm a pink pepper person. I love pink, white, and black pepper notes in my fragrances and colognes. They are beautiful and they're also medicinal. You've got middle note of cacao. You've got nutmeg in this. You've got Divana. You have bourbon, vanilla, amber, and vetiver. I'm also a fan of vetiver. Anything with vetiver in it, I absolutely love. That a lot of times is what makes a fragrance or a cologne aromatic. Okay? So yeah, you've got a lot of goodness going on here. You've got a lot of bit of spice with the nutmeg. If you like those types of scents, this is more of a warm, soft spice. Get you some. This is so good to me. Like fresh, clean, but a little bit of earthiness, a little bit of floral, a little bit of a gourmandy thing going with the cacao and the nutmeg. I mean, like, it's just a perfect mixture of everything good that gives you that clean, earthy, sexy, sensuous with a little bit of depth, but still aromatic enough to get away with or allow a person who likes a clean fragrance to rock this peacefully. Because if that's the type of fragrance that you love to wear, you really can't wear anything else. Everything else will get on your nerves. It'll be too heavy, it'll be too sharp, it'll be too sweet, it'll be too cloying, it'll be too loud, it'll smell cheap to you. Clean scent fragrance lovers only like clean scent fragrances. Anything else irritates them to no end. So you got to wear good stuff around people like that, or they would get pissed off just by you standing next to them. That's just because that's their scent palette and that's all they like. This is for that person. Get you some. Bottle number 4. Get you some. It's a flanker of the original Eternity for Women by Calvin Klein. This is Eternity for Women Flame. Bottle number 4. Get you some. When I tell you that this, I shared on my last recording, that Eternity Air and Flame are everything, I want to pinch myself. I was in a discounter store when they had these out, and I grabbed one of each. Then I went back, they still had some, and I grabbed a couple more of these and one more of the other one. I could pinch myself all night long for not grabbing every one I saw, and just figured it out later. These are amazing. And the tricky thing about this is that I love the original Eternity, but it's not one of the Calvin Klein scents that rocks best with my body chemistry. But the flankers are absolutely, undeniably amazing. These are hidden gems. Eternity for Women Flame and Eternity for Women Air. They are flankers of the original Eternity by Calvin Klein. When I say last all day, smell absolutely amazing, sexy, sensuous, compliment getter, beautiful trail, extremely gorgeous sea eyes, compliments galore. People are going to ask you, what do you have on? Or at least tell you smell absolutely amazing. And I'm not just saying that. I am being honest. I will only tell you something that I have experienced for myself, right? Eternity for Women Flame. It's a flanker for the original Eternity. Get you some. Trust me on that. Yep. You got to be instant in season and out of season. You got to be instant in season and out of season. Consistency is the key. If you keep pecking at the same hole, eventually you'll get a breakthrough. Okay. All right. Let's share the next fragrance. Yeah. I just want to, I got a lot I want to talk about, but you have to wait for the right place and the right time to do so, right? The next fragrance is Colorme Kawa Latafa perfumes for men and women. Okay, unisex, all of them. If you love angel shares, any of them, you will love this. Dangerous compliment getter. Like, I need more of this. I really do. Sometimes when I run through colognes and fragrances real fast, or if I run through them within a year's time, I get confused on which ones I should repurchase or just move on to something else, because some of them are just classic and you just can't help yourself. You cannot help yourself. The main accords of this one is a warm, spicy, sweet vanilla, cinnamon. It has coffee, amber, and it's powdery. Sexy. Red light alert. Okay. Listen, it'll make a man pull his pen and his paper out so he can write down what you got on. Especially if you look unavailable. If you look unavailable, he's going to be too intimidated to ask you for your number, your information. So he'll ask you what you're wearing and act like he got a woman he want to buy it for. This is Colorme Kawa. I hope I am pronouncing this correctly. I'm telling the truth. This one is for women and men. So for both, all of us. 2023 was when it was launched. A miracle. Your top notes are cinnamon, cardamom, and ginger. They could have stopped right there for me. My kind of fragrance. My kind of cologne. It has praline or praline in it, depending on where you are from in the country. If you're from the South, it's praline. Help me out. Candied fruits. So, a lot of times, well, never mind. Candied fruits and white flowers. Sexy. Vanilla, coffee, tonka bean, benzoin, and musk. Sexy. If you're looking for an affordable, sexy fragrance and your budget doesn't follow paths with Angel Share, get all of them. I think there's 3 of these. Get all 3. Mix and match. This is not for the weak. If you do not like a cinnamony, spicy, sexy, sweet, boozy, then you're not going to like. This is gorgeous. All 3 of the ones that I know of that are in this line are gorgeous. Get you some. I'm telling you, red light alert. And I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it plain, and I'm going to keep it PG-13, PG-16, 18, 19. Well, we're grown here. Sexy. Get you some. Chase you all around the house. The backyard, the front yard. Running shoes. Get you some. All right. So this completes part 3. I may have to do a part 4 of sharing my fragrances that I have been enjoying and falling in love with and been playing around with for the last 3 to 4 months. We could just keep this going. I really. Oh no! Wait! One more. All right. So this beauty comes from the Badi Al Oud collection, which are all dupes from the Oud for Glory collection, right? This one is Noble Blush, And I love all of the scents that are in this collection. And I don't know how long they last. I keep her in the fragrance coffin because of the color. So I try to keep her, pristine as much as possible. This is the bottle here. I like all of these scents. But I just, I don't know if it's, I'm afraid to wear these by themselves, so I always kind of layer. This is good. It is definitely a sophisticated pink fragrance. I don't know. This is very romantic to me. It is very, very soft. It is a Barbie-esque, in my opinion. It doesn't smell like a bubblegummy type of a scent. It's definitely a grown woman scent. A younger woman could wear this and definitely rock this well. Even a teenager. It's a little bit too heavy for a teenager, but I'm thinking if she's mature and she's just spraying a little bit on, this won't be too much for her. Okay. This is Noble Blush Lattafa Perfumes for women. Of course, anyone who wants to wear this absolutely can. It does lean extremely heavily on the feminine side. Very sweet, very soft, very sexy, very sensuous. It's sweet, it's powdery. It has almond in it. For me, that's what kind of gets me. I love nuts in my fragrances. It is musky, it's woody. It is how can I put this? Like, this is a fragrance that kind of makes me emotional when I spray this. Does that make sense? Like dollhouse, little girl, feminine, pretty little dress with a petticoat underneath, with her little white gloves on and a cute little hat, carrying a little umbrella, and the little boy walking 10 feet behind her, carrying her books for her. This is what that does. It is very, very girly, very, very womany, very soft, very mystique and mysterious. Get you some. So this one has, and it does tell us a little bit about what it has in it. This one is a floral fruity gourmand. These are fragrances that don't last on me. They just don't. So I always double down in these, and then also combine them with other things. Like, I'll layer this and spray this on top of what I'm wearing for the day, right? But it's still beautiful nonetheless, especially for bedtime. This is definitely an intimate lingerie type of a scent, if that's not going too far. Very risque. This was launched in 2024. My mind, okay. Rose milk, really creamy. I can't go. It takes me somewhere. I don't even think I should even start talking about it. It's good. It has meringue in it, so it's got the creaminess. It's got the rose milk for your lactonic. It's got the sweet rose, the romance. It's got almond, vanilla, musk, sandalwood. It's sexy. This is super, super sexy, you guys. This is a married woman's venom in a bottle. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep going and going about it. Your mind, that's what scents and fragrances do. They take you places. They make you think about things. They make you feel things. They make you happy. They make you sad. They can make you angry. All the things, right? Because scents take you on a journey. They remind you of people, places, and things They remind you of situations, circumstances. They can remind you of events in your life. They can remind you of an old gym teacher. They can remind you of the teacher that didn't like you and told you you'd never be nothing in life. They can remind you of the best boss you ever had, if you ever had a boss. They can remind you of your mother, your grandmother. It can remind you of an aunt and uncle, your father, your brother, your dog, your cat, the next door neighbor, your music teacher in elementary school. The list can go on. So they bring up memories. They bring up feelings and emotions. So it's more than just a scent. It's everything. Fragrance is everything. This is your girl, Color Me Bad Lynn, saying thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate all of your love and your support. I hope you enjoyed the fragrances that I have shared today. I had an absolute blast. I miss doing this. Thank you for still being there. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and do so. What are you waiting for? We'll see you on the next video. Bye.